So pretty much, have you played with this at all? Like you and
No,
Aaron?
first time I
Okay,
looked.
cool. Okay. So basically, from left to right, you got it. Pretty much simulates whatever blade style you set up, and these are the buttons along the top. So you got power on, power off, clash, stab, blast, force, lock up, drag, and that's it. Rotate will just kind of spin the hilt around. It's kind of a little trick thing it does.
Wait, I'm actually even though this is step 1, I'm already confused. Like I don't understand. I see where it says power, clash, stab, blast, force, but I don't understand what you said about that row.
Well, basically, what I like to start with, because it's easier to understand, is all of these little boxes in blue at the top that you're seeing above all the different colors. Go ahead and click on the first one. So like
audio flicker?
Yeah, audio flicker, white and blue. Okay? What that's showing you is if you were to now, you see where it says in the inside the box above that, it says audio flicker, white and blue in text. If you go over to the right and you say copy, and you were to say copy that into your config file on one of the blade style lines, and that's it.
Okay.
This is what the blade would do when you turn it on. It wouldn't do clashes. It wouldn't do lock up. It wouldn't do any of that. It just does something super basic. Okay. So all of these little blue boxes, audio flicker, blast blue white, blast fade out, show you the capabilities of just short, quick things it can do.
Now, does audio flicker coincide with actual audio making the blade flicker?
Yes.
So it's the intensity of the sound of the coming out of the saber, or whatever it reads as audio, it will induce the blade with, or something?
Audio flicker alternates between whatever two colors you pick. So let's say you choose blue and white.
I've seen that before with like yellow and white. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
So what it'll do is the first color you pick, let's say, is blue. The second color you pick is white. The blade will be mostly blue with flickers of white coming in.
Okay.
Okay. But no, it really does. When you get a really dynamic font that has sort of like a stuttery hum, it'll really flicker because it's literally latching on to that stuttery sound versus a constant hum sound. You just get a little bit of variation.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So basically, these little blue ones at the top, I don't ever use these unless, let's say, I want the crystal chamber to do this when the blade's powered off. That's what I'll use these little blue ones for. Okay? Because they're just real simple. They're real simple short codes. They don't include your clash, your stab, your blast, all the other stuff. It's just just a blade style on off only. That's it. So
why would you want that again? For a crystal chamber?
Correct. Yeah, a lot of times I'll use it for like when the blade's off. You can make the crystal chamber do like a strobe effect. So it looks like the crystal's like glistening. You know what I mean?
I see. That's really sweet.
Yeah, and then you can change like the speed of which it strobes. So you can make it look like and then like make it random so it literally looks like it's shimmering, which we've never been able to do before. Because it's a really high speed strobe, you know what I mean? So yeah, you click through those, it'll show you basically all the different things that these simple code things can do. Now you can, once you get more experienced with the coding, you can take these little blue things and wedge them in between full blade codes.
I see. Oh my God, this is so cool.
Does that make sense?
Oh my God. You know what I like a lot? And you probably know what it's called. It's like when you first turn on the blade and the flash that occurs. Say again?
On spark.
On spark. Okay, yeah. So the flash that occurs when you first turn it on is like white, and then it becomes the blade color that you chose. I don't know if that's exactly the same as in this next thing I'll tell you that I've seen that I do like. Not as much as the like that. What did you just say it was called? Flash what?
The on spark.
On spark.
Yeah.
Is this part of OnSpark where also the rising tip of the Neopixel blade as it extends up is white or a different color? I don't like that as much as I like the burst of white on activation, but I don't know if it's one and the same. I don't know if my eye is like, really catching it, what it's doing, but
No, there's actually two different ones. The one that's on Spark, it's been a while. The one that's on, you're right. There's two different ones. There's one where a little sliver of white is at the top of the color as it goes up. So you see like white shoot. Like if you could slow it down, you'd see like a little inch of white kind of shoot out of the blade, and the color comes behind it. That's
yeah.
that's one setting. The other one is kind of like the Clone Wars, where the saber initially goes boom, full on white, and then quickly changes to the blade color.
Oh yeah. I like
So
that a lot. I like that a lot because that looks to me like it's charged up.
exactly, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
this is sweet too, this sparkly one.
yeah, that's their like the rain blades.
Oh, okay.
So on a
Oh
side
wow, yeah, that does look like rain.
on a side note, jumping over to Irv Plecter's side, he actually has a downloadable file, and I'll try to remind me to send you the link because he has a bunch of pre-configured blade styles that do what you like
Oh.
on the Plecter side, where because I have it set on one of the CFXs I'm playing with now, where it turns on white and then quickly changes to the blue or red or green or whatever.
And that's something that wasn't present in the original, and you had to
Yeah,
obtain it afterwards.
exactly. Yeah, it's just basically I think it's just like a zip file of pre-made blade styles that he made. I can't remember what he called it, but it I was like, oh cool, he's updating his blade styles. So side note. So um yeah, once you see what all the little blue box things do, just below that is all of the colors that you can use. And
So that will. Okay, sorry, I interrupted.
no. That's so there's two ways to use colors on the Proffie. You can do RGB values. I'm gonna be honest, I've never done that. There's so many freaking colors in this rainbow under here. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna call it by that name because it looks like the color close to what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a freak about tweaking RGB. So this is all I use is the hotkeys for colors. This aquamarine, et cetera, right? So that's just showing. Now, if you click on those, it'll show you like a preview of what the color is.
Now, is that different from the blue things above? Meaning, like, do you have either or do you select the blue effect, or I'm sorry, the blue button, like I have here? What is it? Color sequence red, green, blue. Now, if I were to click on aqua, does that insert aqua into here, or it just like literally makes the blade aqua?
I wish there's an extra step you got to do to make that happen. And so let's say you were, what were you on? Where it's going red, green, blue? What's that
It's like
called?
color sequence. It's on the second row, the third
Got it.
one on the second row.
Bam. Okay. So this is where kind of the programming part of it kicks in. Okay. So
Not that I want to. I was just
no,
wondering.
but this leads you kind of into what the blade styles can do. So when you click on that red, green, blue, look in the upper right hand corner, and you see where in the big blue box in the upper right side, or yours isn't highlighted. Over to the upper right hand of your screen, it says
Yeah.
red, blue, color 1, color 2, color 3. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, click inside where it says red and watch just the red highlights.
Oh.
Boom. Okay, now go over to the text box to the left, just under the power button, and click in there. See where it says red?
Yep.
Okay, delete that. And now click on, say, aqua.
Oh, click on aqua. Don't type it in.
Well, you could type it in, or you could click on it in the color wheel below.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh,
Okay, now,
it comes up as cyan up in the right side.
yeah, I think I was just noticing that too. That's very weird.
That's just
Huh.
probably the one thing that doesn't translate right. Let's see what aquamarine does. Oh,
I think
aquamarine still says aquamarine. Okay.
yeah. So that must be a glitch. We've already found like a weird or they don't
I
quite.
uncovered something. Do I win a prize?
I'll tell Frederick to contact you for your prize. So what
I
that
want a
does,
color named after me.
right? So what that does
SpaceWIndu
now is
purple.
change color 1 to aquamarine. Now drop down to color 2. Okay,
And then I
now
need to
select.
delete that here, right? Or no, do you even need to delete it? Because if I clicked on a let's say hot pink, it would just replace that, right? Okay, yeah, it just replaces
Right.
that green.
Yeah. So then let's say now it's hot pink. Now it's in there. Now go to color 3 and pick whatever, red or tomato.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay, so you got the 3 colors in there. Now you see in the upper right hand corner where it says structured view, click to edit, and underneath that it says color sequence.
Oh yes, I see that.
Now click right on the word color sequence and look what happens. Now it's incorporating all of your changes on the using that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so that's not part of this chart now. That is something that we just created, like where we'd have to.
So I just had another thought, Space, about these smaller blue buttons we're playing with up here at the top,
Mhm.
right? I mean, think of it as quick effects for a crystal chamber or accent strips, because you can because you don't maybe always want your accent strips to I mean,
Is there one for like almost like a bar graph or some kind of scrolling situation that would like work on its own to scroll while, let's say, the main blade was doing its own thing?
well, that's where we get down to the bottom, and I use these all the time. If you scroll down underneath all the grayed out stuff, transitions, functions, effect types, I don't even know what that is. That's something new they've added. I don't even know what that does.
Oh, it looks like it's grayed out for me. Is
Oh,
it?
weird.
Oh no, it's still a button. Okay, I
What
guess
the
it's still a
hell?
button, right?
Well, I clicked on one of them, and now everything else is grayed out.
Yeah. Oh, I'm starting to understand.
Huh?
Okay, they're giving you the opportunity here to
Whoa.
wait a second.
I don't know
Maybe
how to
I'm.
bring it back now.
Oh, oh, I see. Um, these are like the battery level. These are also functions that he's trying to display with the blade as a screen, kind of, or as it
You talking about the gray ones?
like I think the functions.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you see how everything got grayed out when you
Yeah.
hit functions, because the functions is just to display Saber functions, but in visual form, like the battery level. He just expanded it to do a lot more shit. So you could see like, well, what's my swing speed? Okay, well, like, do you know what I mean? I think that
Uh.
that's what it's for. It's like you're supposed to kind of read this
Oh.
as 250. Like, what is it going to do? Like, I don't know. I don't
Oh.
know how.
It's showing you what the code is for those functions up top when you click on them. Oh, wow. Which means if you were to tweak that in the code, you could change. I don't know.
Like for instance, this one right here, like your ramp up. I guess you could change how fast the zoom and ramp down goes in this one for in out function. Is I
Yeah.
guess you're scrolling, so it's going to scroll out at 300 speed. It's going to scroll in at 800 speed, but you could change that.
Correct.
And I think that it's visually represented on the blade similarly to the battery level. Now I don't know how you read it. Like for instance, battery level's obvious because because of we've used that before. Like the blade will go down if the battery goes down. But I think these other things are supposed to display it in a certain sense, and that's why everything else is grayed out, because you don't select that. It's just these other functions.
Right. Yeah, but I wonder if the gray, like the functions in the transition are wedged in the code, and that's showing you what they look like when they're wedged in the blade code.
Ah,
Because I don't remember, like the whole reason I know how to use the blade editor at all is because Megtooth Sith did, and you should watch that. He did a really good tutorial on kind of what I'm showing you,
oh, cool.
which is just good to watch because you'll just kind of understand it in his way. Um, so he kind of got me started on this whole thing, and then I just started experimenting like crazy. and was like, oh, okay, I didn't know I could do that too, you know, yada yada. But I don't remember the grayed out stuff. I could be wrong. Being in his tutorial, I don't think it was. Looks like newer stuff. I haven't opened this in a while.
Wait, how do I get out of this?
We just click on anything and up at the top or underneath templates. Templates is where I'm going to take you next.
I think I lost control of the page, so I'm reloading it.
Okay. So what I use all the time, and this is going to like kind of make it gel for you, is you see where the category called templates, kind of below all the grayed out stuff.
1 sec, I just got to reload that. Something happened. It wouldn't even come back. But I'm gonna get it back. Let's see here.
It was like
style editor. Here we go. It was like both me and you were like using it too intensely or something.
The server locked up. Dang, Master Maltese and Master Space are hitting that at the same time. All right,
okay, it's back.
Too much force power. Yeah, so go down to where it says templates.
Yeah, now this I'm assuming is like something put together already for you.
Correct. That is a full blade style, all the templates. So let me just run through them real quick for you so you kind of know what they do. The first one that's in-out helper, simple clash lock. You see that one?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to use these because I'm an audio flicker fan. If you use any of the ones that don't have the word audio flicker in it, you're just going to get a boring static blade.
Oh.
Like solid blue. Okay? Like you're seeing now. Well, have you clicked on it?
The in-out. Okay, the in-out one. Why is that like that on my screen?
Click on the one above it, in-out helper.
Like, do you see that I'm getting a flicker down only at the bottom of the blade there? I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, it does that every once in a while. It's not what it'll actually do. But click on the in-out helper right next to the word templates. There you go. Now kick on the power. I'm not sure why it does that. So hit the power button. Yep, there you go. And so now the power's on, you hit clash, stab, blast, force, and it's literally showing you a visual representation of what your blade's gonna do.
I think this is my new video game.
I was like, I can't believe I'm teaching SpaceWIndu how to use this because, dude, you're like my blade and saber god. And I was like, he's gonna freak when he opens up this thing.
I can't believe this. Like, honestly, I want to like quit my video game and just make this my video game. This is absolutely awesome.
Like for you, this is like a dream come true because you're all about blade colors and
yeah.
So this is a thrill for me to be able to like walk you through it, man. I'm not kidding. So, okay, yeah, going back to in-out helper, the first box, I don't really ever use this one because to me it's just a simple, boring, whatever color you choose, blue blade in this case, right? So if you go to, all these are just presets. So if you go to in-out helper, easy. Now there's your on spark in green. So click on the one to the right of it. Yeah, well.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I have to hit power to kind of see that effect happen, right? I'll take it off rotate. So I don't...
It's a little white when you first fire it up.
Bam. Yeah.
Okay.
See how easily amused I am?
Well, ganja helps that out a little bit too. You're like, whoa. All right, so
chartreuse. That's the color I like.
So the one that I use most, fast forwarding, is style normal audio flicker, which is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes down. That's my favorite. So right now it shows yellow and white, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so it's flickering between yellow and white. Now scroll back up to where you can see the entire box in the upper right hand corner, and I want to show you something. Okay, now
so like I'm seeing yellow and white in those boxes. Correct. Right? Oh, clash colors blue. Let's just see that real quick.
But hang on. Before you go any further, let me blow your mind here. You see on the text line just below the power button, Style normal PTR
Yes.
yellow, white, blue. Okay, keep going to the right and click expand, the blue button, all the way to the right next to the text box.
Expand.
Bam. Holy, yeah. You want to get in
So
there
what
and
just
tweak
happened?
everything.
Oh.
Now just
Oh, so
so
you
you
could
know,
change the lockup color, change the drag color,
everything,
change the shape.
everything.
Oh
So
wow, this
scroll.
is sweet.
It'll hurt your brain, man. So scroll all the way to the very bottom, and I want to show you the secret thing that it says color when retracted.
I was
You'll
just
only,
looking at that.
yeah, so that's your crystal chamber ticket right there. You can paste whatever style, any of these little tiny blue things in that box,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll do that when the saber's off.
But only if, but not if the crystal chamber's in line, right?
Correct.
Only if it's wired to data 2?
Yes, on a separate
Okay.
channel.
So if crystal chamber's wired to data 2, then use this part here to copy paste my crystal code into that I want the crystal to react to, like one of these blue deals, one of these blue buttons.
Well, okay, let's say you select. You remember when we went back to the Proffie OS page and we generated the config code in the white box, and at the top you got the pull down menus where we can either select, you know, double blade or cross guard blade, and then feel free to
Right.
be setting up your config file. If you just had a blade in a crystal chamber, you would select, I don't remember what they called it, whatever the Darth Maul double bladed setting was. So you're controlling two blades with one board, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the blades would be the main blade, the other blade would be your crystal chamber. In
Right.
that scenario, if you wanted to do blade and crystal chamber. So when you go to when you go to generate that code and copy and paste it into config, you'll see there's now multiple lines underneath your font name in the config file for every blade style. So for instance, if you were using a crossguard style from the beginning, it would automatically load 3 channels into the config file. So you'd have a blade style for blade 1, a blade style for one Quillian, and another blade style for the other Quillian. Those are actually all independent channels, and you can use independent blade code from this editor we're in now and copy and paste it on the 3 lines. We'll get there, if that's like, because that kind of popped my noodle when I first tried it. Well, actually, I can show you the point real quick if you want to go back to.
Well, what were you going to say about this black color down here?
Yeah.
Were you finished with that?
No, go ahead and click on it. I want to show you what it does. So let's pretend this is your crystal chamber we're writing the code for right now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Click on black. So it's highlighted only, correct? Yep. And then let's say what do you want the crystal chamber to do when the blade's off? In any of these little blue boxes up top.
Let's just say like this gradient red. Oh no, we can't do that, right? Because it's only one LED usually, right?
It's a Neopixel, so it'll do whatever you want. Because you got to use a Neopixel for channel 2 on your saber.
I'm just wondering, like, does an effect like this work when you only have one Neopixel, when this is quite obviously has to go from like red to green?
No. I see what you're saying. No.
Like, okay, well, just like something like this, let's say then.
Or something that does.
Or maybe in out. Oh no, that won't work either.
How about? No, sparkle won't work either. Where's the one where it was rotating between? Where'd it go? The one where it just like goes back and forth from 2. Oh, here it is, pulsing blue red.
Oh, I love this one. What's this? Did you see that? Oh, this is what I was talking about before. Look.
Okay. Ooh, oh yeah, the energy blades. Ooh.
Is this like the power on, power off thing, or that's okay? So that's it coming to life. Yes. This is like what I was talking about, where Andres had that effect, but in a string blade originally, where it kind of like digitally went out. I think that's so cool. But like when you turn it off, at least it doesn't look like it does it. But look on the on, like yeah, boy, it's like Tokyo 1989.
Well, that's funny you say that, because that's how that's what Ethan Zimmer calls his Tron blade.
Oh, okay, yeah, it does look like that. Yep.
Yeah, and then he's got another one that's Transformer, where it's like, and then like it does that. It's pretty sweet.
I guess this
So
RGB cycle could work for a crystal because it's just going
there
to
you
go
go.
through the RGB colors
Yeah.
or something.
So click on that, and then scroll all the way back to the top again of your right hand column,
Mm-hmm.
and then click on the very top box where it says in out helper. So that now it highlights everything in blue, and so now turn your saber off. So you see what I mean?
Yeah, but that I thought that you said that.
So this would be like if we were building one for the crystal chamber. So you can take all the yellow and stuff out, so that it didn't do. And that's the thing. You could alter the code to have the crystal chamber. Let's say you're going to have a red blade, then the crystal chamber would light up red with an audio flicker, and then when you shut it off, then the crystal would go to this whatever blue-red cycle thing.
Okay.
You follow me?
Okay. So this entire column on the right,
Yes.
with everything in it, would also need to be the crystal chamber. Like,
yes.
Okay.
Yes, because you want your crystal chamber to go crazy when you're in lockup, or you want it to like flash on a clash. You want it to, and that's how you control all the colors, all the dynamics for just even the crystal chamber on the right. But I wanted to show you the when power is off function at the very bottom.
Because it
So
makes most sense for a crystal chamber, right?
yeah, that's probably the only time you'll use that, unless
I see.
unless you come up with some cool themed blade that's going to do something freaky when you turn the saber off.
Oh my God, that's so cool, man. Like, yeah, so like, let's say I did the red and blue, like police style blade, and then I click back to turn the lightsaber on. So the lightsaber's off. You have your crystal chamber pulsing red and blue.
Yep.
Then when you hit your power or your ignition, your blade turns whatever color you want.
Right.
In this case, yellow or
Well, yeah.
yellow white.
Yeah.
Very cool. That is very cool. So, when the blade is on, like, so for instance, assuming this is our configuration, I only ask this because I'm catching something in my view when I look at this preview, which I'm thinking is maybe just an after effect of the preview here, but I'll ask it anyway. Can you ever see through your main blade color to I guess you wouldn't, because you would never put your this configuration on your main blade. You would only have it as your crystal chamber. Okay. Because like my question was going to be, if you set your main blade up this way, would you ever see, like, let's say when one of the effects turned the blade off for a second, or when something changed about the blade, would you ever see hints of what's underneath, meaning like this red and blue flashing? But no, you wouldn't, because you would never program the main blade with that off thing
Right.
on.
No.
That makes sense.
Well, yeah. No, because the channel 1 and 2 are completely independent, so they're not
Right.
going to at all.
Okay.
You have with this setup, you have, and I so hope that Irv jumps on it and gets independent control over pad 1 and pad data 2 pads on his board, because that's kind of the one thing I'm waiting for before. I'm hoping he gets it done before I get this saber done, because I've already updated the board on like Irv's side, and I can see that it's only doing delayed ignition on the Quillians. You don't have full control, like idle off crystal chamber
Right.
still. And I really want to like program all that before I send this thing to you. But anyways, yeah, with the Proffie, the beautiful thing is channels 1, 2, and 3 are completely independent controls. None of the settings bleed over to one another. They are truly treated like 3 entirely separate blades, like, in a way.
That's incredible.
It's pretty weird that they're.
You know what's incredible too is that all these effects that you've described for the main blade are also available for the secondary. Like you just said,
Yeah.
it's all equal, or they each get their due if you so choose. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's super powerful once you're it popped my noodle. I was like, holy shit, I can do this to even an accent strip, whatever. I remember one of my favorite sabers you did was that polished stainless steel thing that had the Neopixel strip down the middle of the hilt and
Oh
shit.
yeah, that's one of my favorites too. Yeah,
God, dude, I love that. I'm so glad you didn't sell it. You had it on eBay, and I was like, no.
I did sell it though. Eventually, I did sell
Oh,
it.
you did?
Yeah.
Oops. Oh well, that thing's
I hope
beautiful.
they're
You gotta get
enjoying it. I
that
hope
one.
they're enjoying it. Who has that? Yeah, like I have such great pictures that I actually use it on some of my like posts and stuff. I just really like the way the grips came out on that because not only did the light go down the hilt, but I like carved out grips so you could like grab it really well. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. You
You know
did
what?
that?
This is
You
really
did the
sweet for.
finger. You did the finger cutouts on that thing.
Yeah, yeah. Like let
Good
me
God!
show you real quick. Like I'll show you my I just made a
Holy
profile on one of these
shit!
websites and I have this awesome picture.
That work. That is work.
Let me show you my profile
Wait,
on.
did you do that with a Dremel and a drum wheel?
I did it with a hand file. I did it like
Holy
this, like
fuck,
fucking.
dude, you're nuts.
Uh,
Nuts. See that's stuff that I don't fuck with. Like you're nuts that way. I love it.
how do I sign in here?
That's so cool. That like if you get a custom hilt from you, it's like blood, sweat, and tears, man.
Oh yeah, I sweat all over these things. It's oh yeah, here. Do you see my like profile pic? This is the grips of that saber.
Oh yeah. No shit. I never would have known that.
I'll have to show you some like I got some good pics of this one because I really like this hilt a lot. I thought it was, you know what it kind of ended up looking like to me, like a an airplane. I thought.
Exactly.
I don't know if you remember, I had the two bunny ears on it, so it almost looked like wings. It almost looked like some kind of 1930s airplane. I thought something like that, and especially since it was all aluminum, it looked like a fuselage. You know?
Dude, it's your Howard Hughes saber.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The aviator saber.
I love that shit.
That would have been perfect for this board. But another thing, because
That's where I
imagine,
was going.
yeah, like you know what though? Like I'm thinking this Proffieboard, how small it is, and it really can be powered very efficiently with these 3.7 batteries. They have flat 3.7s now, like
Yeah.
in cell phones and stuff. And for costuming, just the fact that those three data channels, an amazing
Oh,
array of different Neopixel costume effects. Like imagine, you know, I had stripes up and down my arms that were running
totally.
off pad 2. You could have like goggles that would be running off pad 1, and then you could have like stripes down your legs and body that would be a different pattern, and the Proffie could do it all, right? I mean, you hit the power
Mm,
button and everything's just like rainbow or anything you want. It would be insane. It would be insane to make like a jacket out of you could put a Proffie embedded in like a nice leather jacket that you have like a bunch of hidden lights on and things like that. I think that'd be so sweet.
absolutely. Absolutely, man. And even like I'm not too much into blasters, but some of the shit I've seen people do with the different channels with blasters is unreal.
Yeah, because you can do like stun and have blue lights, and you could do like you know the death ray with other lights, and then have lights that are just constantly on the gun that are doing other
DOI.
things.
Yeah, yeah. Your charge up. When
Yeah,
you wait for it to recharge, like it's unlimited.
and then for a pistol, imagine, or for a blaster, imagine also having the OLED screen as
Oh,
like your readout. That would just be so sweet. It's
yeah.
really like a do-all board.
Yeah, matter of fact, I can't wait till you get your first OLED, and I'll show you how to change the boot up to mine. When I boot up my test saber, it says Master Maltese, like
Whoa, that
it
is
looks
sick.
like the Star Wars font. Every time I boot it up, instead of saying TT Saber, it says Master Maltese. It's so cool. I'm
That
like,
is
oh my god, it
cool.
really is mine.
I would love for it to say, I don't know if it's too many characters. Could it say like so uncivilized in writing?
Maybe
I don't know.
you might have to figure out how to change the size of the font. I just got lucky because Master Maltese was enough characters to fit on the first and second line, but I was like, I know SpaceWIndu will fit in there.
Yeah. That is
um,
so sick. Yeah, those screens are awesome.
so so let's go ahead and do this. Do you know what type of blade you imagine going on font one for your guys' saber?
Yeah, let's do one where we have the spark on
Okay.
uh with the audio flicker. Didn't you say that was one of your favorite ones, or would we have to
Yes.
change something to do like a spark on?
I mostly, when I'm just doing like a straight blade, I mostly, that isn't a fire blade or a rain blade or any of that. I use both, go back and forth between the two audio flicker blades. So yes, you want to do the, where the heck did it go?
Like I see in-out spark tip is what I'm playing with right now with audio. Oh no, does it say audio? In-out spark tip easy blade. That's not it, right?
No, and I'm trying to see how you would add. Where the heck is it? Oh wait, I'm in history. Templates. Here we go. I thought there was one that was already set up as an audio flicker blade that had.
Yeah, well there's in the, oh wait, does that say audio? There's in-out ignition delay 500 in-out helper easy blade on spark green white. No, that doesn't say audio flicker.
No, and I think the ignition delay is like for Aquilians.
Let's see what this first one does. In-out helper simple clash lockup blast audio flicker blue white. I wonder if the blue and the photon might come out cool. Let's see what this looks like. It doesn't have a spark on now.
I don't know of one that's an audio flicker that also has the on spark that's a template. I'm reading through them. In-out spark tip, that's just going to be a simple blade, I think. Let me see. Yeah, no audio flicker in there. Oh, dude. I know how to do this, but we have to go over to the very first program, which I emailed you, the very first version of FET's editor. That thing's cool. So
I think I opened that last. Let me see where that is.
it's real simple interface.
Oh, I
It's
see it.
It's not the one with videos. Nope, it's a different one. Boom. This is cool. So, what I do with this, and I'm trying to remember because what I do with this is click on audio flicker white and blue. Okay. Oh, in the other editor. Let me just kind of go to the other editor because we need to paste audio flicker in that top box.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it says audio flicker white and blue. Click on the, yep, you know where you're going. Sweet. Where the heck is my? There it is. So let's say you want it. I'm assuming this is all like kind of Jedi blue type stuff going on in this saber, or all over.
Well, he's got the photon blade, so like blues are going to come out green. So I guess we could, if we chose like a cyan, or an aqua, or aquamarine, that, or I don't know what would be brighter or better blue. One of those blues will any one of those blues will translate to green anyway. So whatever it is.
So what two colors would you pick then? Say cyan and white or cyan and blue, since it's gonna amplify the blues.
Like something in white. So like let's say aqua and white or cyan and white.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do cyan and white, so I'm gonna cruise along here with you.
Should I change that? Like should I type in cyan in my or no, is that up here? I have to do it up here.
You know what, Space? I do think that let me go back and forth. Oh, they look identical. I'm going back and forth between aqua and cyan, and they look identical. So whichever one.
Because I think they're the same, considering they both say cyan in the code.
Oh, true. So let's just leave it cyan.
Okay, I got that cyan.
And drop down to the second blade or the B box and click on, what do we say, white?
Oh, I thought A was white and B would be cyan. Would be different.
It doesn't matter. Your top box is your dominant color. It displays that flicker more than the bottom box.
Okay, let's make that one cyan and the bottom one white.
Okay.
I'll make it Alice blue because I don't even know what that is. But
oh yeah, let's try Alice blue. What the hell? Alice blue. Right on. Okay. So click back at the top, where in the upper right hand corner, and click on audio flicker. The word audio flicker. Yep.
So oh, that looks nice.
So you got it.
And then copy on the left there.
That's correct. Copy. Click copy on the right to the text box. And
yep.
Then over to
FET's program.
Correct. And then you're
under main blade style.
I hope this works. I haven't done it in a while. I want to say that I had to delete the two
The two parentheses, right?
Correct.
Maybe.
That it does. Yeah, you need to delete those two and then leave it as is with the two forward arrows. Pretty
Okay.
sure that's what I was doing wrong the first time I did this. Okay.
Because
So
I thought I saw parentheses in the config deal that we were working on earlier, but maybe I'm wrong.
yeah, but it's usually at the very end of the blade style code. That's why you don't want it.
Oh,
That's if
oh,
you're
I see.
going to use, the audio flicker as a simple
Only.
with no blasters, no clashes.
Now we're adding stuff, so we need to.
Correct.
Okay.
So now you're going to go down and go to ignition on off effects, and so
Spark.
yeah, if you want, well, that's your spark tip. That's that little sliver of white that goes up like
Mhm.
1 inch.
Oh, so we want that plus we want. Oh no, I don't want that. I don't want that.
So
I want
just go to
on spark, right?
well,
On spark
you can
means like blast of white and then the blade color.
correct. So under ignition on off effects, I just use in out helper. Bam, done. And then all you can do is change your ramp up and ramp down times with 200 and 500. Do you see it?
That looks good.
Yeah, I just leave that alone. I don't ever mess with it. So then, yeah, go to your on spark effects and select on spark. Yep, and it'll fire up to white. And then your blaster effects, these are 3 different styles, and you'll just kind of have to look at them, play with them.
Blast, fade out, or original
Yeah,
blast.
yeah.
Um,
My favorite's the original blasts because it hits in different parts of the blade and then it spreads out real fast.
that's what I think I saw before on that style editor. That looked rad. That looked
Yeah.
so sick.
So try that one.
Clash effects.
Yep.
Simple clash or localized clash? I guess localized, whatever.
The simple clash lights up the whole blade in white, like old school, and the localized clash will actually kind of give like a gradient to it where you're like
I like
hitting.
that. That sounds sweet. Okay.
And then go down to the very
Let's
bottom.
make this yellow. How do we change clash style color? Do I just type in a color instead of white,
Yeah.
or is that going to mess something up?
No, you can type yellow right into the clash style color box. I'd keep it really simple colors because I've tried to use the freaky stuff and sometimes it messes up the code. So yeah, I just try yellow.
A lot of people on like FX Sabers, at least like around 10 years ago, would say that yellow was more like screen accurate for Clash.
Totally.
Yeah, I kind of agree. If you watch like episode 1 and you see like Darth Maul hitting Qui-Gon Saber and all that, it's kind of yellow.
Yeah, totally. All right, and then go down to your. This is my favorite, the lockup effects. You can do full blade, which is
Force lightning.
Yeah. Do the force lightning, man. Have fun with that. Now, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it because your blade's such a bright color. So I would change that white to
red.
You can try
I think
that.
red because red would come through. It's going to come through as red because the Photon Blade allows red to come through. That might be wild.
So yeah,
change
that white to red and let's see what happens.
Drag style color, we'll just leave that as is. Now, if I hit the button that says View Style Editor,
that's going to give you a preview, and we'll see if it works. It's going to open the style editor, and then bam, it loads it right in there. So power.
So it's this thing right underneath the word power. That's what I would need to copy to get over into my coding.
Correct. So go ahead and play with it. I just want to make sure it does everything. So there's your clash, which you see is like flashing in different parts of the blade, kind of, barely.
Oh yeah, and it's yellow. It's sweet.
Let's see, stab.
I can't really tell on that one. Oh wow! Oh my god! That's like HAL 9000 is trying to talk to me.
Oh, look at your lockup space. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, whoa, that's sizzling. That looks like Qui-Gon's cutting through that door.
I've never seen it set up like that. That's actually pretty damn cool.
I think it might look crazy in this photon thing too. Let's see. Drag. Oh wow, the drag. That is like Qui-Gon getting that door.
That's sweet.
Oh yeah.
So go ahead and copy that sucker with a little copy button there to the right next to your code.
Okay.
Zip. Yep. Copy. And now open up your config file. It's got all your different blades.
Now, should I make a new, like a copy of that because we're like working all good,
Well,
or like since we're trying to become experts at this, we're pretty sure that it's going to go through, or we could
well,
always go back and change it or
the
whatever.
the beautiful thing about text edit is, let's say we paste this new code into blade style number 1, and we go to upload it and we get an error. You go
Mhm.
back to text edit and hit Control Command Z, and it'll go right back. So then we try something else. Because this stuff's wonky. There's no guarantee that what we just did is absolutely going to work. But we're going to
Okay.
try
Okay.
it, and if it works, we're going to be giddy, right?
So this will be sweet. So for ESB Graphics font, um, like okay, I'm in the config. Wait, but did I open it correctly? Oh no, I am in text edit. Okay. So
Beautiful. So you're going to highlight underneath the name of the font in parentheses. You're gonna highlight from that very first letter underneath. Where
you
I
mean
think
S in style?
yes. You're basically just replacing the current code. So you're gonna highlight to just above. You know, you're gonna highlight. Actually, you're gonna highlight down to the last set of parentheses, but don't delete the comma at the end. That makes
Right.
sense.
But on this, it's like before. Okay, so it ends with two parentheses and then the
And
comma, but
correct.
every other one ends in a stranger bracket, not quite the same parenthesis, only one though, and a comma. Do you see like the rest of them that we
Yeah.
had worked?
Unfortunately, well, let me zoom in on your code. I keep forgetting I can do that. Oh, I see what you did. Yeah, you're right. That is a weird blade. Oh, what the hell?
Oh no, wait.
What's weird about this file space is it looks like Mark F config H. Whoa. Normally with the little blue, see how on the second font
Mhm.
it has blue in parentheses?
Yes.
That's normally for a tri-cree setup.
Oh.
I don't know why it's like that.
Oh, but I do see two back-to-back parentheses right here and a comma. So maybe it
Yeah,
should end there, and
the
we
blue
need
is
to
just a
ignore the blue
yeah.
part.
Let's go ahead and roll with it and see what happens, because you're going to replace all this code anyway, right? Because
Okay.
you
Well,
want
I
your
do like some of the blade styles that were on there, but we can make them cooler, I guess, make them better.
sure.
Um,
Well, a lot of them I don't believe have, like, the fire blades are cool and the rain blades cool, but like just straight color blades don't have audio flicker. So to me, they're just lifeless.
right.
So let's roll with that. Yep, you got the comma at the end.
And
Go
then I
ahead and
should save.
click save. Yep.
Okay, we
And
still got the dot H, which was our issue before.
yep.
Now, let me pull up the Arduino program,
Yep.
which we still have up. We have mark F underscore config dot H, which is what we want to see. We want to do the check mark to verify that this
That's
is
the
all going to go down.
most important thing.
As Jedi Arms Dealer says, this deal is going to go down. Fuck,
Ah,
error.
hold
What
on.
happened?
Let's go back to your
Template argument 1 is invalid. In out helper on Spark.
yeah, there's something that was not jiving with the audio flicker. This is one of the things that like drove me a little crazy. So I
Oh, I
figured,
know. I think I know what it is. Let me
okay,
go back to this thing. I think we need this. Oh no, maybe. Oh, maybe we do. All right, let's see something here. Let's see what happens if I put this bracket here. I could be
hey,
crazy, but I don't know.
I'm wondering if when we
Yeah.
pasted it when we pasted it into when we pasted that audio flicker into FET's thing, I'm trying to remember if I did it right.
Oh, maybe something about no, because we
Let me
took out those parentheses and then they put them right back in. So that was fine.
It might not like. You know what? I just realized something. All right, I think I know what we did, or what I accidentally told you to do. Let's see what happens when I say copy. Okay. Interesting. All right, so go back to the blade editor. The one with all the color rainbow wheel. Go back to that one. Yep. And click on audio flicker white blue again. We there?
And I changed the color, right?
Yeah.
Should I try changing the
Well,
color again or just leave it?
let's leave it. I want to see if it works as is, because every once in a while, kind of like how there was that weird glitch that when we clicked on aqua, it still said cyan.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't like certain color names in that color wheel. Don't know why that is, but it's just something I've had to deal with. So let's just try to do it as is. But here's what I think is one of the problems if my memory's coming back is instead of clicking the copy button right now, actually go over here and physically copy, highlight the audio flicker white blue in the text box. Yes. Now copy that.
Got it.
Instead of clicking the copy button. Now go over to localized lockup generator and all your settings. Now go to that very top main blade style color and paste that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Now, do you think I could keep those special colors? Like I typed in yellow, I typed in red. Do you think that was an issue, or should we just try it?
I doubt it, because I've messed with those quite a bit. But if this doesn't work, we'll try that next. It's literally a fun game of serious trial and error. But when you get it, you're like, oh hell yeah! Now I know how to do it next time. So yeah, you're gonna have to view in style editor, and then let's see, is it still white? Did it make the changes? Yes, it's white. Clash. Let's see, is our force lightning lockup is still red? Okay, cool. Oh wait, so you already did that then? You copied.
I believe we have a different ending now to this code, don't we? Like,
I'm just curious. Command Z real quick on that. On your, there you go. Now we're back to where we were. Is there a color at the top there? Look at that, cyan. That is freaky. So go ahead and highlight like we did before, and let's just try it. I just don't.
do you think I should highlight in and don't and also wipe out that cyan in quotes, right?
Definitely. I just don't know why it's looking like a tri-cree code right there. I don't understand that yet.
Now, do you think I should trust the copy button over here or do not?
Yes, you can at this point. You can
Okay,
trust
that copy. Get back over here. Go over here, and I will just drop that in.
Did you lose your comment?
No, it's still there, and we have the two parentheses that is required, like you said, but we know we no longer have that word cyan there at the end.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll save this. We'll go back here.
I think that's what it is. I think that was the one thing I've figured out after much trial and error. I was like, just
oh no.
Yeah. It's
like, well, we have a different error now. We have a different error. Oh no, well, it's one of the same. So they're expecting a bracket before the semicolon. Where is the semicolon? Try to find it in another working one.
I wonder if it does need that color at the end. You know what? Control Z space. And let's leave that cyan color in there. If that's something new. If that works. There you go.
Okay, so let's go. Oh, you're right. You're right. Because look, like the way it's set up, the two parentheses happened, then the comma, then they got the cyan. So let's see here. I'm gonna do that.
Do this. I just don't understand, man. Why it has the color.
That would be weird if it worked now because of that. Because why? Because why? Like, who cares
Well,
what colors in parentheses right there? Especially when we may have changed the whole style to be like purple, and we still got to have cyan there. Let's see.
yeah, but see, I'm gonna go ahead and try it, and then really, that shit's gonna work.
Unbelievable. We have to have a lie in there. It works with a lie. Lie complete.
What? That dude, upload that to your board. I gotta know. Cyan color in parentheses is normally a tri-cree.
That is so weird.
Neopixel. And what I'm gonna do right now while you're doing that is I'm gonna go back to where we generate the config code. The hell is it?
You mean the FET program or the style editor?
No, the original Proffie OS generator.
Oh.
And I want to see when I pull down for Neopixel if it's putting those little colors in parentheses, and I don't get that. That's weird, man. Here's the style editor. Let me go back. Localized lockup generator. Nah, this can't be. Inbox. Oh, I think I know what happened. Boom. Boom. Okay, here we are. Look at that shit. Neopixel. Neopixel dual crossguard LED star dual. Oh, this is weird, Space. So, okay.
Watch this for a second.
Which on your Star Wars lightsabers? Where's your Ozzy? Go! I got it! Me too! Zap, zap, zap!
Oh, shit.
That's what we're trying to do right now.
What was that?
Just some commercial like clip from like 1979.
Of kids fighting with lightsabers?
That was like an actual Kenner toy.
Hilarious. All right. So here's what's weird. When underneath the blade element, because I'm on the Proffie OS config generator page, right, where you add the Bluetooth and that kind of stuff. And so we've got Neopixel selected. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then right now, yes, it has cyan, blue, all these weird colors off to the right in parentheses, like we're seeing. But then when I go to a crossguard, they're all gone.
You mean has it been a while since you did a lightsaber for Proffie with only like one Neopixel blade, like what normally you have, like special effects going on, so you would choose that crossguard or you would choose that other drop down?
Every time I've only selected crossguard.
Wow. So we're kind of seeing another glitch, a little bit of a glitch, meaning like there's something that really doesn't need to be there, but it does need to be there. it's like it doesn't need to be there, but it does need to be there. Otherwise, it's not going to do shit.
Well, I need someone to explain it to me why it does it that way, because I'm telling you, that's the same configuration for like a tri-cree. So if you go to crossguard setting and I go to LED star, and they only have dual and crossguard, so I guess I'm going to do dual. And then I go down and look at the code. There they are. All the colors in parentheses. That's weird. I've never
what
done a single
happens in that, like in that LED case then? Oh, well, okay, I know where those source colors are coming from. They're coming from like that rainbow list on the style editor. So it's like if I had an LED and I chose hot pink, hot pink would be in parentheses next to my style?
Maybe
next
if
to my blade
I don't
style?
know, just a note, or does it actually control the color? Because Space, you can take these same codes these complex codes that we're generating, and they'll work on the frickin' tri-cree too.
Oh.
Now you're not going to get like obviously animations, but
It's going to try to do something. It's going to try to do something with that code. Like it's going to try to make that happen, like all in one LED. Kind of like what it would do if you had a crystal chamber with a Neopixel and trying to do this crazy shit. It's just going to try to do
exactly,
whatever it can do with
exactly,
one
yeah.
LED. Yeah,
Like
with one RGB.
if you selected the rainbow effect on a tri-cree, it's going to flicker red, green, blue really super fast, you know,
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of seeing the animation. So did it upload successfully?
Well, I didn't do the upload, but I did do the check. So now let's plug in.
Yeah, I want to see if it takes it. And then you're on the newest OS, which is beautiful, which means we can activate color change if you want.
That would be sick. Okay, so I got that in.
That'll make
Oh,
your
I need to put in my
customer,
kill key shit. Okay,
that'll
kill
make
key.
your customer beyond happy. He's just gonna be like, "Holy shit!" Like, does he know that Proffie? He's probably been watching the FET videos, huh?
Probably, yeah. I think he's wanted a Proffie for a while, so he probably knows all the stuff it can do.
Yeah.
I don't know if I promised him, the latest update, but I think it's just assumed. So glad we got that in. So, all right, I'm going to hit this button here, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. Oh, did you check that it sees the board?
No.
Go ahead and do it. You can do it while it's compiling. Hurry. Yep, Go on down to port. There it is. I see it.
That's checked. It's checked. Ba-boom.
You're golden. Maybe they fixed that, because sometimes I would, like, half the time I would do it and it wouldn't see the board until sometimes I'd have to unplug it and plug it back in or whatever. And then sometimes it would just be there, but it wouldn't be check marked, you know? Like I had to select it.
I wonder if it has to do with like the activation of the cord, like since I just plugged it in, maybe it was like, oh, we see it now. Whereas if this whole time we talked, if it was plugged in, it might have sort of forgotten about it in a sense. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never really seen it quite like go to sleep kind of type of thing like that, but possible. It's changing so quickly that I'm always like, how do I fix this weird new thing? Which is beautiful because you're getting new weird shit in your blade all the time, but you got to catch up. Whereas with like Irv stuff, he kind of spoon feed you, which was also a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that seems to work for most people. And still you'll have, it's not the easiest thing in the world when you're like fresh to it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No matter how easy they make it.
Well, now he's doing flash updates, so it's gonna be the same type of beast once he gets it fully implemented.
We've successfully done it. So do I just
unplug it?
unplug?
Let's see what the blade looks like, and then we'll go back and try to make it the way you want it and see if that's what we did wrong. I just don't want to use any fancy colors yet.
Oh no! What did it say?
What?
Font directory not found.
That's impossible.
Didn't we have the card in there? Oh, the card is maybe not pushed in all the way for some reason. Let me see.
Yeah, power it down.
What happened here? Yeah, I thought we settled the SD card and I wasn't going to ever take it out again.
Yeah. It just said font directory not found.
We were playing with it before. What happened?
I know.
Okay. What? Okay. All right. Whatever.
Wait a minute. Go back to your config file. There's no way you copied and pasted over the name, did you?
No, the one ESB thing is still there.
Dude.
Wait, but maybe am I missing something from that line? Let me see the next one. No, it looks correct because then like the next one has a tracks to it and then quotation marks and then a comma and then we see the second style.
Hey, hit the aux button real quick. I want to see what happens when it tries to go to the second font. What the hell? Okay, power it off, space, and pull the SD and then all the way out and pop it back in and try one more time. I've never seen a successful upload change how it speaks to the font directory.
Yeah.
This makes no sense.
You've had every single issue with me today. There's like new issues coming out all the time.
Yeah, well, we're learning some freaking underground shit apparently.
That card seems to be in properly. Huh.
Dude,
So
that's
odd. Well, all right. Well, easy enough. Let's see if we can go backwards. Go backwards. Control Z.
Yeah, Control Z, save.
And save.
Yep.
I got that looking like it's... I know what happened.
Okay.
Oh my God. I know what happened. Somehow, one of those times when I hit Control Z, we must have been on the Arduino program, and we reverted back to, instead of saying Mark, it says Proffieboard config.
Oops.
So
Oh, you hit Command Z too many times?
it's something, I guess while I was on this window, I must have hit Control Z.
I do
And
that all the time. I do that. I know.
Mark F underscore conf. Oh no, that's already there. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to this. Redo paste. Oh my God. Okay. That seemed to be a success. File, save. Let's make sure this is a success.
Yeah, you should hear the boot sound after it's done uploading the board. If there's a boot in there. If there's not, I'll show you real easy how to fix that.
Now I'm questioning, do we or don't need that cyan crap? I don't know where the thing went wrong with the config thing.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, right. Yeah, because we redid the code, right. Wait, or did we? Oh, it's in there. It's successfully uploaded.
Like, I mean, our failures, were those off of the wrong source?
Right.
And then we did the research about the cyan color and stuff. I don't know if that stuff was actually legit that we just talked about, but let's see.
But that won't affect it saying font directory not found.
Well, no, you mean the cyan part of it? Like the color part?
Right. That will not cause it to not see the fonts.
No, but what I'm saying is, I just don't know.
No, I think I know what you're saying. Whether or not we need that cyan in parentheses in there at all at this point.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if that error was uncovered by us while I was trying to use the wrong source file, and we were like, "Wait, what the hell?" Or I don't know the timing of all this of each error that I did.
No, I
don't know the sequence of errors, but it could have been no error at all when I was using the wrong source situation here. So.
But I wonder why that would cause it to not see the font still, even if you saved the wrong file. That's what doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes sense because like it was sourcing the config not from Mark's thing that we were altering. It was sourcing it from a Proffieboard config in that folder. Somehow it reverted back to that, if you know what I'm saying. Whereas like right now, if you see on the screen, I typed in that blue part of the Arduino program, the actual place I needed to get, like it was there before, and then for a couple cycles of us doing whatever we did, it reverted back to saying Proffieboard config. But no, I want Mark config, because Mark's the customer, you know what I mean? So now we got 100% here. In the actual legit Mark config, we will take out this cord. Shouldn't have a problem.
So you're saying you hit Control Z while in the Arduino program?
Yes, which reverted to the previous thing I did there, which was changing the config file source to our actual thing we were working with, and then somehow in our conversation we reverted back and we're like, why isn't this working? So I don't know. Let's see what's going on here. I think we're on font number 1.
What was it? It was a white. Let me go back and check. It was a white and yellow audio flicker. Audio flicker. Oh, white and blue. Is it a white blade? Oh, I guess you won't know. It's a photon.
Oh no, I think I'm on a different. I don't think I'm on number 1. Okay, let me try something. Darth Maul. Oh no, we were on number 1. Okay, I see. I'm confused. They don't seem to be in the order that I put them in, but
oh, that's
whatever.
a great font. You got Jesse Kirkbride's Emperor. Oh, it's such.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites, man. And then next, there.
Okay, this one. Let me make my screen big.
I wonder if this for space we should be using a standard blade, not a photon, just so you can make sure.
I know, right? I can go get one. The only thing is, well, maybe I can get the blue one I made for like I made a. We'll almost be able to see the color through that. The only problem with this saber is the emitter. I had to sand the blade. Listen to this little story. I made the blade for Mark. His emitter is narrower than 1 inch. And I had to sand a lot. And I sanded this blade.
Damn it, man.
Oops, I'm losing something.
Now you got a skinny blade you don't need.
So I made this blue. It looks like it might be like a white blade, but it's really a blue.
Yeah, I can tell.
What do you call it? Whatever. So I sanded this enough to fit in, and then I found out that what I really needed to make for Mark was a photon blade, not the electric blue. So I was like, fuck. So I make the photon in a TriStar, and I sanded it all down. It took me like half a day because I did it by hand to fit into the emitter. Then I noticed a flaw in the blade, embedded in the plastic in there. That was a dot. And no matter how much I sanded, it wouldn't come off. So I took the whole assembly out thinking that Mark was maybe inside there. It wasn't. It's in the plastic. So I was so furious because it took me so long to sand that blade to fit in here. But I took the assembly out. I got another photon blade. I sanded it to fit in here. So I did this 3 times. So I only say that because it's not like I can go grab another blade and just shove it in. It has to be like sanded for a while. But wow, I could see that flash that you put in there, like bang, right?
Yeah.
And then
needs a whip crack.
Isn't it supposed to be red at some point? Let's see.
It with lockup, it should be red sparklies.
How do you lock up?
Hold auxiliary.
I don't think that's this. I'm holding auxiliary, but I don't think that ever worked for me for the Proffie. Isn't it something else? It's not like hold auxiliary. It's something else, isn't it? My auxiliary works, obviously, but when I hold it down, nothing happens.
What the hell?
And I don't think that's ever worked for me in a Proffie to hold down that. I thought it was some other motion. Don't you do something else?
My bad. You're right. You're on the original OS. I'm used to using the Fork 22C. So you're gonna hold aux and smack the hilt. Can you do that?
Oh, it's red. Look at that. Whoa. It's got that like watermelon look. That's sick. That's random.
Baby. Force lightning.
Wow. That is something else. I really like that, how it goes in and out like that with that beam.
It looks sick on the photon, man.
Whew. Oh wow, that is something else.
And it's
you're right though. It's kind of hard to tell in a photon, isn't it? So let me see something here. See what this other blade looks like. Plus, I'm going to probably run out of juice if we test all night with this TriStar. This saber ain't going to last. This is a normal. Oh, that's a little tight itself.
So that's one you haven't sanded?
No, I did, but this one's just a little tighter
Yeah.
than the one that I got ready for him. Okay, so that's pretty sweet. And then you said...
Just mash it and then real quick hit it. You got to hold it down.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Oh, my God. Oh,
Like,
this is crazy.
I'm like, how do they program that where it just kind of like creeps up and down the blade and it's just cool?
Yeah,
Like,
because doesn't it almost seem like the way that they did it and designed it, it's like it's more than just one row?
Yeah.
Like it seems like they did it like that, but in reality, it is only obviously, well, in the case of the TriStar,
Linear.
it's sort of like multiple rows, but you know, in reality, we're just talking about one row.
Yeah.
And that's pretty amazing that those effects can come through so well.
Mm-hmm. So let's try to make that blade the way you wanted it. So let's go back and change that. Now that I remembered what I had to do to get that audio flicker into FET's program, let's go back. You know what you could actually probably do, and I've done this before, is you just go back to FET's program.
FET's program.
The thing that made it forced lightning animation. The mostly white there you go. What you could probably do, and I've done this before, is just change white to cyan and blue to white if you wanted to just do a quick fix on it.
Like right here?
Yeah. And it'll regenerate the code. Bam. Yeah, buddy. Should we try it without the parentheses? The cyan and
Without
parentheses?
the cyan, yeah. Let's see what happens there.
Yeah, I'm
because I don't
curious.
think we need that. That's ridiculous. I think that was my mistake. Okay,
I'm
I think that
curious.
was my mistake.
It is, but it is weird that it's in the original
It's
code.
in the rest. It's in the rest of them. I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, I think it's a carryover from people who would select LED normally, and it probably doesn't matter. But let's see if it does matter.
You go, yeah, there you go. Just test it.
Oh, fuck. Yep, you're right. It's got to be there. Unbelievable. I didn't think that was so. I think my mistake when I made that mistake before was actually after this whole cyan uncovering.
Okay.
So you were correct about that.
No, I honestly didn't know if that freaking color in parentheses needed to be there. That's again, I've never done a single channel.
So crazy. So we put that back. We're saving it. We will go right back over here, and we will see if that ridiculousness fixed it.
What I want to know, Space, is if you change that cyan to say, like you're just using it as a notepad in a way.
Yeah.
Let's say it was a red blade. What if you change that cyan to red? Is it gonna upload? Like, I don't get it.
And it worked. So let's change this to red.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Save. Like, is it looking for some kind of cohesiveness, or it just wants a bloody color?
I'm hoping it's just for notes. Like, oh, well, this is my red blade. This is my green blade.
in which case I should be able to type in whatever I want, like main, like this is my main blade, or I mean, but what are those notes? Who are those notes to? I don't know.
Yeah. Doesn't. No shit. It's gonna do it. So it's a fucking notepad, dude.
It
That's
needs
crazy.
it too. It needs it.
That is crazy. Because if you do Darth Maul Quillian's 3-channel setup, you don't have any of that. That's freaky. Cool.
That's awesome.
So what should we do next? Do you want to upload that code, or you want to go?
Should we push our luck and like try for number 2 and then see if?
Yeah.
That one looks like it might be an okay one because it says in-out spark tip. Oh, but it's easy blade, so we do want the audio effect on there.
Well, it should have the audio effect.
Well, I meant on the track 2.
Oh, my bad.
Or on whatever you call it, font number 2.
Yeah.
It has the in-out spark tip, but it just says easy blade after that.
Yeah, that's just gonna be a flat color. No life. So you should I would replace that one. You can actually copy and paste it into, like, if you wanted to see what that blade looked like, that is in your font slot too. You can copy and paste it over to the editor and look at it. If you're like, oh, what does that look like?
Right.
I don't know about the thing, the colors in parentheses though. Like, I don't know what it's gonna do with that.
I won't grab that part.
Yeah. If you were just curious, like I've done that, it'll go the other way. You are getting it, dude. You're a fast learner, bro.
Yeah, it's starting to click for me. But you provided all the tools. I mean, look at all these programs you.
I'm so stoked. You're a Mac guy. This would be impossible if I
really?
Like, I don't know.
That's what we got there right now. It's like, oh, it's spark on, and then it's, oh no, but there's some kind of flicker or something. You say it would be static?
What?
Or
that's the code for sure from the second line?
Yeah, in-out spark tip, easy blade, blue white.
Oh, dude, I might be mistaken then about it not having a flicker. Huh. Maybe. Oh, you know what? I wonder if the default flickers from. Does it say white? Let me zoom in on this code.
It does. It does.
So it's blue. What the? Why does it? Oh, it's blue white. Easy blade spark tip. Huh. I don't know if that's an audio. It's got to be an audio flicker because it's a random flicker. Interesting.
Maybe, you know what? Let's actually let me save this editor. Save that text file. Let's put this number 1 thing in, and at the same time we test that, we'll also look at what blade number 2 looks like, just to see if it matches this thing right here on screen. You know, maybe it doesn't move in real life. Let's see.
Oh, you're gonna test it on the Saber.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I think I'm ready to go.
Well, I don't even think you got to re-upload. Shouldn't it already be in there?
Well, we did change something. We put the word red in there, and we never actually tested that on the Saber, although the verification came back. So,
yeah,
we can just make sure. Yeah, because if that looks like that might be good to go, and then we can like change some of the ones that are just like goofy looking to something cooler.
Yeah, I'm surprised that that's actually flickering, but that's a good idea for you to check it on the actual Saber. But that's for font 2, right?
This one that we just tested, like this one on screen. Yeah, this is like supposed to be for font 2, where it's just this in-out spark.
Yeah, but I don't think you got to reflash the board. Shouldn't that code already be on the board?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Because that was the default code.
True.
Blade 2. So yeah, I would just go to the second font and see if it flickers. You got me curious. Because most of those that say like In-out helper easy blade, they don't have any effects like flicker effects. But I could be wrong. Maybe they've fixed this. Maybe they've changed that too, because everyone was like, "Why would I just want a static blue blade?" Or
Because I guess you can go in and program it if you wanted static rather than start out with it.
right.
Okay, that's the first font. Make sure that works. That's wild. Yeah, I swear I see other colors in there. So weird. Yeah, the blasters are cool on that.
Did you got the red? You got the red Force Lightning on lockup, right? On font
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, this is no. It looks like a solid blade to me. Doesn't it look like a solid blade to you? This is number 2.
It
Let me make
does.
my screen bigger.
It totally does. I don't
Yeah, I don't
see
see any movement there.
No, I don't see any flicker at all.
It's got a cool blaster thing going on, like that one that you said. Like, what's that called? That type of blaster? Original blaster?
Original, yeah, original.
That's sweet. That's
Yeah.
something nice.
The way the energy disperses when it hits the blade.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is a totally static blade, whereas the program makes it look like the style editor makes it look like it's something dynamic, but it's actually not dynamic. So it has to be changed as well.
Okay.
Which is totally odd because you see, like the fire is very dynamic. So that's kind of odd that I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get that at all. Why it doesn't look exactly how the saber looks in the editor. So these are the little things that after a while you'll be like, okay. Well, you'll see on the groups and the forums, they're like, oh, well, the Proffieboard stuff is glitchy. Well, this is kind of what they're talking about. There's just some things that don't make sense. Because why wouldn't it work the other way around? Sometimes it does. Most of the time it does.
But I mean, honestly, I'm a child of the 80s, like you probably are too, where I grew up in the 80s. I mean, to have something this complex to do this,
yeah,
you're going to make me a fucking lightsaber that actually looks like a lightsaber and does this shit. I expect a couple little inconsistencies because how is anyone supposed to come up with this awesomeness without having it just amounts to a little
totally.
little tiny problem, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not even a problem, it's just something you just have to work around.
It's an annoyance.
Yeah, because it's well, this is supposed to work like this. Well, I mean, look at what they're giving you. They're giving you all this stuff that you could play around with. Like I said, this is like a video game to me. I could come in here and just get lost for 3 or 4 hours, which probably already happened to us today, and just play with these things, because it's pretty cool to see.
It's super cool when you get all 10 of yours programmed and they're all dynamic and sick and tricked out. Or we can go. Oh gosh, I'm so new to the color change thing that we might both struggle through that. But we could try it tonight or save it for another day because that's.
Would it be something we'd have to program in that it would do color changes on its own, in there?
Well, you're gonna go to the FETS page that has all the videos, and you're basically just gonna copy paste code that he's already set for color change.
Holy shit!
So it's just that easy.
I see.
But I can't remember. I think you have to hit the aux button and twist the hilt to get it to go into. It's a bitch. It's not as smooth as herbs yet. But then again, I might have been testing it on a 1-button saber, which is why I was a little frustrated. You might have.
Well, in that sense, it's kind of interesting that Mark here chose the Photon Blade because although it limits our range of colors, it actually helps me in this situation where I know he likes green, right? So it's if I make this blade number 2 green, I mean, he's going to be happy, right? Because he wanted green, he ordered a Photon. So it's not like I have to I have to guess what he likes.
Yeah, but you can get in there and have some fun with the.
Yeah, and actually, what I can do here too is let's do one more for him, and then what I'll do is I'll make a little Instagram video or something like that where I'll you know, I'll show him how it looks, and that way he could tell me, like, you know, I'll ask him, hey, do you want like one of these colors to be red, or do you want one of them to be yellow? Because the Photon can do that, you know, or does he literally want them all to be? Because he mentioned Luke Skywalker a bunch of times, that maybe he wants them all to be green. But I'm just kind of thinking with all these 10 fonts, like maybe you do want to have maybe the Maul one will be red, or maybe the Emperor one he wants red or something. You know, who knows?
Yeah, you got to do some kind of red on the Emperor for sure. Because that
Maybe
font sounds
let's do that
evil.
one. Let's do that one because you said, well, I don't have both speakers installed in this yet, but at least I'll get a sense of maybe what it sounds like.
Dude, that font sounds so evil. It's this is insane.
Let's see, which one should we start with? I don't know which one to start with.
The Sidious?
Style Fire? No.
Well,
yeah, like what would be good? Like another Spark out type of thing
for Sidious
to start with, or like, because we could always take, like, let's say the stuff that we started with before, and just change a couple of the colors right here, right, to be like.
Yes. So basically, go down to your templates and select either style normal audio flicker yellow white, and we can tweak that, or if you want your on spark. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and the FET thing. Oh yeah, dude, we can totally do that.
Like if I did red and then tomato. I don't know. I mean, you said it might not work on a weird color, but let's see.
Well, yeah, tomato's really close to red, almost too close. So what I like to do is red, and what's the other one that I use for the? It just looks evil. Oh, red and orange red. It's like this super subtle.
How do you type in orange red, with a dash or just immediate, or just all one word?
It's I wonder if we should do that or dark orange, because that's going to be more drastic. Let's do red, and you know what? Just do red and orange. And I think you'll that's going to be pretty trippy.
And then let's see. We have on Spark effects. We have white. Should we change that? Just to, I don't know. Is there something else you can think of that would be good for that? Like maybe purple.
That, or I like doing blue on a red blade when it's.
Let's see that, because that might look a little bit purple actually. If you do blue, that might mix in your eyeball to look a little purpley.
It will, but at the core of the effect, it'll be blue. So you know, like in Return of the Jedi, Sidious's lightning is blue. So that's like I like to make red blade with blue lightning. Try it.
That's sweet. We'll make and we'll make this color yellow, blast style color yellow. Yeah, all right, we'll try that.
There you go. Now, before you get out of there, Space, you see we're under lockup effects?
Yeah, instead of red, let's do blue.
Yeah, but also you've got your brown noise flicker colors, so where you've got red and white. And then you've got your drag style color. You can tweak those as well. But I would just add the blue and the lockup flashing color. Let's try that. And then if you want to go back and make things more blue, we can tweak the audio flicker settings. Because you don't want to do too much at once.
Okay, copy that. I'm back into the config, and I want to make it for the Emperor style. So let's change that. That looks good. We got our green thing there, and that's okay. Well, that's whatever. Who cares? Green. All right. Save.
I want to know if you replace green with like evil red, if it would take it.
Yeah. Or if I gave it like a curse word.
Fucking red.
Okay, first 3 seconds looking good.
Space is editing like a boss.
Okay, no errors.
Dude.
Now we'll plug this in. Oh, I need my kill key first. Plug this in. Yeah, here's something. Upload.
While you're doing that,
Upload.
I'm trying to remember what the frickin' button sequence is for color change, because that'd be the one thing it'd be cool to leave you with. So you're gonna have so much fun with this.
This is crazy. Like, I wish I didn't have to go to sleep tonight. I would be playing with this thing.
I know, right? It's like you just got your toys for Christmas. And
Yeah. And they're all free.
Love that Santa guy.
Okay, that's my first font we fixed, and then let's go one ahead. All right, well, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I get my screen bigger for this reveal. We should see a red blade with what, yellow effects or bluish? Wait, what happened? Bluish effects coming out.
Yellow and blue. It's gonna be all over the place.
Whoa, that was odd. Wait a second. That is very odd, isn't it?
What is it doing?
Like, the first time I looked at it, I could have sworn the entire blade went blue first and then it turned red. But now I feel like I'm seeing the correct effect. But that is just odd. Like, these LEDs. Like, originally I thought that by varying, like when Neopixels first came out, I thought that by varying the color in such a way, like extreme changes in color, were going to negatively affect like the life of the LEDs. But I think I was wrong, because all these effects like just fuck with the LEDs like mega, and they don't give a shit.
Well, the thing that I find interesting about this whole Neopixel thing is, that those strips inside that blade are the same thing they use at Times Square to make the massive TV screens.
Okay, so then it makes sense that the refresh rate is just like it's stable. Like, everything's stable about it, I guess. Like, nothing we do with these lightsabers is going to be worse than what they do on a screen in Times Square, right?
Yeah.
This is fucking cool. All right, well, we will take a break from this. I think we got so far, though. This is wild.
Oh, dude,
I mean, you took me from, like, if this is a cross-country trip from New Jersey to California, I think we got to Nevada tonight. I think we got through Texas tonight, didn't we?
Agreed. Yeah, no, we covered a shit ton of area in one day. That's for sure. That's probably the quickest Proffie crash course ever.
Oh my god, that was so crazy. That was so much fun, though. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I'm so happy I understand it. Like, you made me understand it.
To go to bed thinking about it and wake up thinking about it. That's what's nuts. You're like,
yeah, because this is totally, like, this is the toy I wanted when I was, like, if I had this when I was 17, 18, I wouldn't have left the house, I don't think. Like, you could really geek out on this for longer than a weekend, tuning your saber, and then you'd have it ready to play with until FET comes out with new stuff, and then you'd want that.
Have you seen the new Qui-Gon one where you twist it and it actually looks like it's melting the wall?
I think we're gonna put that into this. Like, we'll because he has those things available, like on that other link you sent me, right?
Yeah, man.
Like, or from his YouTube videos. Like, if I saw his YouTube video, he probably has a connect, like a link to get to there. And he's coming out with 3 videos a day of like 3 styles a day. It seems like there's sometimes he posts videos. It's like video, new style, and they all look awesome. So it's like,
he's hooked bad. This whole thing has become full on crack for him. I love
it. Holy shit. Well, thank you so much, dude. This was like so much fun. Plus, I learned a lot, which is rare.
Me too. I learned some shit I didn't think I'd learn, so that was cool.
It's like it's almost like I broke it on purpose, so that's how it felt. Because like at every turn, it was like not working.
Yeah, you went in there and messed up the text edit program on purpose, huh? Before.
But you were so patient. Like never did you lose faith that it would happen. Like
cool.
That's really funny because it really did remind me of like me working with something with my dad, where like he's just so optimistic, and like even when things look like they're at their worst, like are we gonna finish this plumbing project, or are we gonna have to not have water tonight? And he's like, no, we are gonna do this shit, you know.
Yeah. we're gonna think about it till our heads hurt, and then we're gonna motherfucker. Yeah. Cool, man. Well, enjoy it, and let me know when you want to mess with the color change stuff, because I gotta kind of refresh my brain on that whole thing too. That'd be good for both of us.
Definitely. Yeah, maybe we'll play around with it tomorrow or the next day or something.
Yeah, you let me know, man.
Cool.
I'm here building sabers.
Dude, it's awesome. Thanks so much for working on that one you're working on too. It's coming out crazy.
It's been a challenge. It has fought me in a few places, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get it, damn it. Yeah, man. All right, get some sleep, my friend, and I'll chat with you real soon.
All right, thanks so much. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Night, Space.
Later.
Later.
Lucifer Morningstar, as in...
The devil, yes, exactly. So tell me. What is it you see?
FXWINDU!
Do you like what I do here on SpaceWIndu channel? You might like my second channel. It's called Comic Book Creation Live, and that's where I work on my latest comic book, Albatross Junction, with my friend Kevin. We do a live show every single Wednesday. You might want to drop by and check it out. It's a really cool story that is sort of like Star Wars in some ways. There's some space travel, so a lot of action, alien creatures, monsters, and future Earth, maybe over 1,000 years into the future. So go check out Comic Book Creation Live.